In 4.6, we're solving compound inequalities. An interval is all numbers between two numbers that are called the endpoints. An open interval does not include the endpoints, and you would use open dots for that. A closed interval does include the endpoints, and you would use closed dots for those. A mixed interval includes only one of the endpoints, and you would have one open and one closed dot. A compound inequality is an inequality that has three parts, and it shows the relationship between an expression, and here we have the expression as x, and two other numbers. And so here's an example of an open interval. We do not have an equal sign here, and so we have open circles on each end, and then x is between a -2 and a +3, so we have the line connecting these two circles in red. So for the next one, we have an equal sign on both of these, so that means it includes the endpoints. So we have closed dots and that line between them highlighted. So here we have one of each. We have this guy does not have equal, this one does. So we're going to have an open circle on this end and a closed circle on this end, and of course the line between them is highlighted. And then this one, we have the opposite. We have a closed on this end and an open on this end. So here's our first example here. We have an expression that we need to simplify. So we're going to multiply this through. -3 times 4, well actually because these are numbers I just subtracted. 4 minus 5 is -1. -3 times -1 is +3. And then here I multiplied through. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 1/2 is 1. The 2's would cancel, leaving just 1. And here 12 minus 5 is 7. So we've simplified everything. Now it's time to solve for x. So we come to the middle here where x is, and we're going to get rid of this plus 1. So we're going to subtract 1 from every single term. And here 3 minus 1 is 2. We're left with 2x in the middle. And here 7 minus 1 is 6. And the next thing we want to do is to isolate the letter. So we're going to get rid of our 2. It's 2 times x, so we're going to divide by 2. And we have to do that on all three parts. And so when we do that, we're left with x in the middle. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. So now we're ready to graph. These are our critical points. We have a 1 on this end, we have a 3 on this end, and there are no equal signs on either part, so we have an open interval. So we have open circles with this highlighted between them. Okay, and here's our next example. We have -3 is less than or equal to -2x plus 1 is less than or equal to 5. There's nothing we need to simplify, so we're going to isolate the variable term by getting rid of our 1. So we're going to subtract 1 from every term, and we're left with our variable term isolated. Here we have -4, and here we have +4. Now we're going to isolate our variable by getting rid of our -2, so we need to divide by -2 everywhere. Remember, when we multiply or divide by a negative number, we have to flip our signs. So here we're going to get a +2 is greater than or equal to x is greater than or equal to -2. And so because we're supposed to start, it's customary to start with the smallest number on the left-hand side, we're going to swap places. We're going to bring this over here, and we're going to bring this over here, and then we flip our signs. So now -2 is our low end, and it's the left side of our interval, and +2 is our high end, and it's the right side of our interval, and it's everything in between. And because we have equal signs, we have closed dots here.